Hello, everyone. How are we all doing this beautiful Saturday? I started the broadcast some few minutes ago and I had to just re- re- repeat some steps so that everybody can actually be able to have access to getting to see everything that I have to do today. And so I'm very sorry for the short break. And now to today, day 3, how to deploy your talent. I'm so happy for every one of us that have been able to attend from day 1, day 2, and today is day 3. And I made mention of it while we started that this journey is not something, it's not a marathon. Let me not say it's not just a sprint that you just run 100 meters and you are there and everybody's hailing you, oh, you came first. This is a journey. It is a journey of a lifetime that you can never get to. You know how limitless the person inside of you is. If you know the power and how vast the capacity that is inside of this human body. Somebody will call it human machine. Our brain is like a machine. You can imagine what it can process within a minute, within a second. You can sit down and between 1 minute of you just sitting down and just looking, you might have traveled like how many countries. You know, it's as funny as that I just believe that this exercise we started 3 days ago, it is a continuous exercise, and I'm going to promise you to be there with you, to help, to be the sister, to be the one we can always hold hands together and continue on this journey. Because every day as you go and sit down more and more with yourself, through solitude, through you observing nature, through you just being alone at times, reading and digging and researching and studying more into what it is with regards to awareness of who you are, you will discover that actually we are not going to stop in day 3. And as a matter of fact, I will still be engaging with us, and I'll be having some other session that we can always come together and agree. And so, like a recap, day 1 was journey to self-discovery. We know that the foundation for any greatness, for any success, or anything you can ever be in this world has to start from the gate of awareness. And awareness is you being able to know who this person is, that you're able to detach everything we call ourselves. That because you are a reporter for a company, you're a journalist. Now, if you stop working for that company, you are no more a journalist. Now, you claim you're a mom. Now, if anything happens and you are a nursing mother and those children, they have grown up, they're all gone, that is just because you are married. So, if every of those titles, you are stripped of every of those titles that you bear today, who and what are you? Who are you? That is what we started the journey with, and we are able to give out some blueprints, some tools, and some frameworks on how you and I can do what? We can identify and locate the real person that is inside. And this is one of the things that we're able to say is that there are some identity questions that you will be able to relate to. That what are you? What do you always come life? When you are told to do, what are the compliments that people pass? And I want you to go back to the group and check on the discussion page. You are going to see the list of the 15 essential questions that you must engage in on the journey to you really knowing. And those questions are crystal clear, that so that by the time you are able to answer them, you will have come to 50% surety of who you have been living with that you have not really been able to identify. And also day 2, we went on to the journey to doing what? To refining and to seeing that talent on its own, without refinement, without application of skill, without application of knowledge and understanding and education, cannot profit, does not do any world, and that you and I are instrumental to the change that our world needs. And so if we're ever going to get our talent to the point where we become the sought out for and the look out for person, we need to come to that place where we begin to learn how to nurture our skills, how we begin to grow it, and that this is the only way where our zone of geniusity will begin to get noticed, and our identity will begin to shift from that, I don't know who I am, I don't know what I'm passionate for, I don't know what is my calling, I don't know whether I should be doing it, or maybe I should not be doing it, I don't know the difference between my passion and my career, or because I'm doing it, that is what I love to do, or this is what I am also passionate for, or what is it that the world even need. We were able to talk about that 3 triangle, about who the world, what the world needs, and what you are passionate for and what you love to do. And if what you love to do is not what you are passionate for and you are just doing it because of pay, we're able to say it also on that day one that you must come to a place where you merge those three things together, and that there is always a way you can always transition and pivot to becoming that you that loves to do what you are doing and you are being paid for. And that is the ultimate, and that is where you get to, that you don't find yourself retiring and somebody is retiring or somebody is telling your service is no longer needed, because you have taken time to embark on a journey of self-discovery that has given you the enablement and the empowerment to be able to do what you really, really, truly desire to be doing. And when we were on that day too, I remember I was telling us about our strength, that our strength, nobody we recognize our strength until we begin to give more attention onto learning, that we must remain students of life. That if you're ever seen some of those top 1% that are doing the world good, that are making changes, that are turning around the world, you will discover that they are students, that people that are seriously devoted and committed to focusing on what their love and passion is, and they don't allow anything to distract them away from doing it. And so if you and I are going to remain a successful person, we want to make sure that there is a needed identity and a new identity that you and I must embrace. And that identity has to do with how you begin to see yourself, and that there are some parts of you that you used to love and belong to that you will have to relocate. That there is a shift that must take place in the way you think. That sometimes when you see a task and somebody say it's difficult, I don't want to do it, maybe later, you will now begin to see why you cannot afford to make it later, why you have to begin to give time to those important tasks, because you already know the reason why you are doing it, and you are no longer going to be forced into doing it. That is it. Your past, you must let go of your past. Oh, I can't do it. And I made mention of the shift in technology, that I was saying that in years to come from now, that we're going to see that more, the attention is going to be shifting to more of self-employed, the creator economy, what you're able to do, and people know you for it, and people are coming to, because the way job is going to be is going to change, and we're already seeing it now. And that's why you and I need to position ourselves to begin to see how we can shift into that zone of geniusity, and we begin to make ourselves more, push ourselves out there and throw ourselves out there, that people can begin to see and recognize us based on the knowledge and based on this talent that we have taken time to refine with knowledge. Now, we've talked about the skills that we need, and I made mention of it, that there are certain skill that is going to be the game changer in this year and the years to come, that you and I cannot afford not to learn those skills. That it's a different thing between I don't like social media, I just like to be alone and be quiet. But I tell you, friends, that the world is changing fast, that you cannot continue to give yourself that excuse and think it's going to be allowed, and think it's going to sell, and think anybody will be able to go far when they label themselves with that kind of title. I don't really want social media. Now, social media is not just a tool for you to just show your face and say, hi, birthday, hi. It is a tool for you to market yourself, to locate something that is inside of it that the world has not get to know, to showcase it to your world and use it. Use that platform to bring about a radical transformation and a change. And that's why the mindset must change. There's a needed mindset, there's a needed skill set that can produce the needed action that will make you to become deployable, that makes you become somebody that is an asset that people want to have time with. So I hope you are able to get the thought and the pattern of where I'm going, that for you to deploy your talent, your giftings, your passion, for you to unleash the inner you that the world is here to do, you must begin to learn some certain things. And I promise to share with us that the world is waiting for our impact, and that I don't want you to see yourself and condemn yourself and struggle. I think because you are struggling now and it means you cannot fly. I made an example of a baby being formed in the womb, that everything you pour into that baby is what you get when the baby come out. And I want you to notice that in this journey of you discovering yourself, of you developing your talent, and of you deploying it, there are stages. And day one, I remember I made mention that never you compare your harvest season with your seed with your sowing season, and that those two seasons of your life will never occur at the same time. There will always be time. And so many of us, I was making myself as an example that there was a time that I cannot appear before the camera and talk for 5 minutes, and my brain will go blank. I will not know what to say next. That was me. So when you talk about this deployment, you must realize that there are stages. There are the stage, the beginner stage, the toddler stage. You are just starting. And you must identify, appreciate yourself, and don't wrong yourself, and don't write yourself off. Believe that that is a process. And that is why somebody like me, maybe I'm just a step ahead of you, but that doesn't mean that I'm also not growing. I also have people I'm also looking up to that are mentoring me, that I'm also working to become. Okay, so I want you to know that there are 3 stages in this deployment. Fine, you must know that you are beginning, and you must never despise your little days of beginning. You must celebrate and appreciate it that you are a work in progress. And so, what do you need at that process? There are people that are already in the middle. Those people, maybe they've already know what they want to be doing, but they have not acquired the skill to the level of competence. You know, I talk about proficiency, whereby you are just good at this thing and nobody can deny it. When they need somebody and they ask, please, do you know anybody that can give this task? Your name is going to be number 1 to 3 that will be mentioned. That is when you have become, so that is where we're going. And when you now become proficient and you have that mastery, you are now going to be going to the next level, which is the level of you getting to the right audience, marketing yourself and bringing yourself in forefront of those people that need your service. And it's not just okay for you to know how to sing, and the only person that is hearing you sing is only in the bedroom, only the person that is staying in the room with you. But that there is a way that you apply the knowledge that you get that will make you attractive to your world. And that is when you start to have impact. And that is where your world and my world is waiting. And you and I must begin to get absolute clarity of our gift and talent, so that we'll be able to use it to bring about a change in our world. And I made mention of some of the assessment tests that help you to fine-tune your clarity with regards to where you are going. Now, I talked about the DISC assessment, I talked about the I5 assessment, I talked about the Gallup strength assessment, and I also made mention of Vedic assessment tests. Some of them are free. I made mention of the fact that you should do it as a matter of assignment, to go on the website, to Google any of those sites. Just type assessment, free personality test assessment, free. Any of those one that you can access that is free, go ahead and take the questionnaire. And at the end of it, read the result, the report of what the assessment tells about you. It's going to guide you further in knowing what your personality is. And you begin to appreciate more better everything inside of you. That sometimes, you know, there was a story I was reading, and that guy, this frame of reference, it was raised by a single mom, and he also is a twin, and his twin is a sister, is a lady. And because of that, all around him growing up were women. And so, growing up in school, in university, you always have a session with girls, and sometimes they used to call her, like in Nigeria, they say it's a woman rapper. And you know what woman rapper mean? This one is only girls that you see her around. She will not always play with guys. But he also did not know that part of those personality and every of those things that is pushing her towards girls is just because there's something about him. And today, the guy is doing well in the world of coaching and is helping women. Some women find it convenient and easy to open up to him. Can you imagine? So he has a way with women that they can just, and thank God he said he didn't abuse that opportunity to take advantage of any of those women. And that is why I'm saying that some of you now, I said it yesterday, you might be the type that shouts, or you are very loud. And some say, oh, why is this guy so loud? Why is this so noisy? You don't know that trait is for a purpose. And it is when you do some of these personality tests and what have you, that you'll be able to know, okay, this is actually what I've been called to, and this is why this is happening. And let me share with you one of the ingredients you and I need to be able to make our world become the best that you need. I want to talk about the power and the force of focus. See, in anything you do in this world, I don't want you to forget this fact that you can never go far with regards to your journey to deploying your gift and talent if you have not gotten to that place whereby you know what is it that you want to focus the rest of your life for. Now, if you look at some people, When you ask them, where are you going to be in the next 5 years? Some of you, I don't know. It's only God that knows the future. Some of you say, maybe I will think about it. I've not really thought about it. Some people might say, well, maybe they are not sure. I have been in that state, and that is why I'm able to tell you that. Do you know that until you get to a place and a point where you know that your life is a project, and by design, you are the one that can design how you want it to look, you will continue to remain in those state of, it is only God that knows tomorrow. Maybe if I stay committed to, or maybe this, or maybe that. Never live your life into that space. Do you know that there are specific objectives of what you and I need to do before we can accomplish a task? I made mention of an example of an engineer that wants to design a road. Can you imagine? Do you think they will just say, okay, anyhow the road comes out, we just know we are doing a road, and we'll do a road. When will it be ready? Anytime it's ready. So what are you going to be needing? Maybe when we start, we will know what we need. There are specific objectives of what you and I need to accomplish a specific task, and you must first and foremost lay it bare and know what are those things. That is the beginning, friends. So you want to see yourself, a future you, becoming a millionaire maybe in 5 years from now. Or you want to see yourself becoming a voice, a world change leader, a world changer. You want to see yourself as the best world speaker, and every of those things. But you have not sit down to count what does it take, to count the cost. I'm going to be needing this. So in the case of the engineer, he's going to know what quantity, with regards to even all the ingredients, all the, what do you call, all the erudite, the sand, the cement, every ingredient that they will need to even make the surfacing to make it to come to a particular thickness and level of strength that nobody can run on it, and no vehicle that run on it that can make it collapse or what have you. They have to go to that details to calculate the percentage of the ingredient that will be used to even surface or to clear the road. Can you see how detailed that is in the world of engineering? How much more your own life? How much more my own life? So I want you to borrow yourself that mindset to know that you can design your life. The same way we see an organization, and I want you to look at a brand that you love so dearly that you love them. Anything about that brand, it is A+ for you. You just love their customer service. You love their experience. The customer experience is so great. You love their products. You can even go ahead and begin to magnetize and publicize them without anybody paying you, just because you have a nice experience. And see, that is to tell you there's something behind the curtain of that organization. And that is what I want to show you, that before you can be deployed to the world, to your world, there are prices to be paid. There are prices to be paid. And I want you to imagine yourself now doing the same for yourself now, to really, really tell yourself, what are those things I truly need? There are no wrong or right answer. Sit down and tell yourself, what are those things I need to start doing from now? If in 5 years from now, I don't want to be a wanderer. I don't want to be somebody that event of life will be left behind. I don't want to be left behind. I don't want to be among those people that will not be able to have something to show. I don't want to be among those people that will still be working at one company at 65. I'm still trying to find retirement. What have you seen? Looking for how to make ends meet. This is the time to pay the price. Some of us, there are so many irrelevant things that we are engaging our time with now that are just time-wasting ventures. You have to locate those things. You must put your head to task and see, what are those things that are stealing my time? What are those things in my day-to-day activity? And the number one thing is, anytime you don't plan your day, you don't schedule what you want your day to look like, your time will drift away. Any agenda will take away your attention. We drift you away to something else. Somebody just call you a friend. Hey, what's up? What are you doing? Let's just hang out at the next Mr. Biggs or whatever, the next eatery, and you are going. Because you did not have a plan. So, if you must be deployable, you must notice that number one, you must always start your day with a task that must be completed. You must never start your day in a rowdy, random, what have you, that anything goes, anyhow it goes. No. And then you must make up your mind that nothing is going to drift away your attention from what you have been called to do. You have to know that there is no way you can embark on a journey and do what you have been called to do without you taking the first step, and without you knowing that you need to wade more into what is taking away your attention. What is it that is drifting your attention, your eye away? And you have to think about it. Information processing, anything that you take in, it has a way that it moves to the next level. When your mind conceive it, it will be processed. And when that thing is processed, it will move on to tell you, okay, do you want to do it or not? That is the way you see it. When Netflix is introducing you to a video or to a certain activity, and when you process that video, that audio or whatever, and that is calling for your attention, the God inside of you will process that information and tell you. If your future is important, you set a goal that you want to be this in 5 years' time. If you spend 30 minutes every day watching this, how far close are you going to be to that future, to moving you closer to that future or drifting you away? That is how you need to start processing everything that you have either to engage your time and attention in so far. And you have to now begin to apply delete and add. We are going to be deleting what you think that is drifting you away from you being able to focus on the most important project that you need in your life. And I'm introducing us to the power of focus. That there are different types of things that I want you to think about when it has to do with the subject of focus. Because if you lack focus in the journey to you being deployable, you will see that every other agenda that people bring across to you, you will always say yes to it and you will abandon that thing. You always find yourself bored easily to start doing what are those tasks that you need to be doing. Like you said, part of the goal is for you to read maybe 30 minutes a day on any topic that is related to your desired niche that you are working at. But you see yourself, anytime somebody come and distract you, you withdraw from that task. You go and watch a little movie. Oh, you just a little bit. You do talk. You go and converse. You are not acting on the main point. That is not going to lead you into that state. It's not going to help you. So, focus, it is a very strong word that, let me read the dictionary, is an act of concentrating interest on an activity or something. It is simply attention management. That is Oxford Dictionary definition of what focus is. It is simply how you can manage your attention. And how will I say it that many of us, this world we live in, we have so much been distracted like never before. And even our children, sometimes I look at them and I begin to ask, what is going to help these children with regards to where they are find themselves in this journey, with regards to how the internet and the social media has evolved and everything is now on the internet and you cannot even actually see. In fact, the attention focus, according to a survey that was done, they were even comparing a kind of fish. I've forgotten the name of that fish, that even the attention span of that fish is greater than that of humans. I can't imagine that happening. So, you need to manage your inner focus, your outer focus, and other focus. There are certain things and agenda that have been centered to just take you away from your agenda. There is something you have to see that is your inner focus. That is your intuition. That is your emotion. That is your value. That is where you manage what is important to you. As a matter of fact, the most physical exercise that you need to engage daily on, that is supposed to be the pointer or a needle moving exercise towards your goal. That is the inner focus. These are the place where the real result, this is the place where the real rudiment, this is the place where the real processing of the real you is being made. It's like your third eye. This is where you really know and you can pinpoint at the fact of what you need to do to move your life forward. This is where you get the message. You know it. Now, when you now navigate to the outer focus, when you come out from that place of knowing that these are the things you need to do with the larger world, when you begin to space and you begin to engage with the outer world, what happens? You begin to see that there are certain frequency that are also you are engaging with, that they are not in tune, they are not in any way correlating with the frequency that will bring to pass what your inner focus has dictated to you as what you're supposed to be doing with your life. And this is where many of us are stuck. And this is where procrastination starts. And this is where many of us lose focus. And we get distracted away from the most important thing. Thank you very much, Pastor Nero. And the problem here is now that how you are able to execute your third eye, the guts, your inner guard, to be able to stop the influence of the external world upon what your inner focus is supposed to be doing. That is where the game is. And that is where you need community. I cannot stress it enough that the power of community. When you see yourself drifting away from your agenda, from your set goal, procrastinating, you will need a powerful community that is helping you to keep in check, that is also going towards where you are going. That is the secret, friends. You see, when you have a frequency that is in tune with where you are going, and you have another frequency that is calling your attention, what you need to do at that time is to make sure you surround yourself more with those frequencies, more with those groups, more with such communities that are having the same thing that you have in common. That is where you get your strength. That is where you see somebody that is also telling you about how yesterday was almost going to be distracted, but remember a quote that says, your future is in your hand and your future is what you make it. And just reading that quote, just went, wow. So what I have left in the rest of this year, I can still make something out of it. So you just get your memory jog. They nudge you and you're able to refocus back. That is where you need. Because the world will always have its own agenda of how to take you away from what you have set out to do. And that is why the world needs solutions. The world needs changers, world changers. The world needs people that are going to bring solution to the problem that the world is in need of. But at the same time, if you are not a good executor of your routines, you are not going to be able to help the world in solving those problems. And so our strength and our ability in order to be able to connect even to the world in such a way not to respond to the distraction the outer world is bringing, but to use the strength of a community you have and the strength of your inner gut to bring about empathy and compassion and to drive your will and enthusiasm to go and do what you need to do. That is the secret, friends. That is how you rise above procrastination. That is how you rise above everything that naturally could have stopped you. And that's why when you see some people, the fastest runner in the world, why has somebody not yet overtaken him? Why has somebody not yet broken the record, even though it is possible? You are not willing to pay that price of you staying in the frequency, of you being able to rise above what the frequency of the distraction that the world is bringing around you. Once you are able to rise above that frequency, you have jumped up ahead of it. And once that happens, you are able to provide solution. And once you step ahead of that, there is no gainsaying your ability to be paid for what you have. It is guaranteed because you will always be ahead of those people. That level you have gotten, there are people that will be looking up to you to give them the solution, to help them, to pluck them out of that space, to bring them closer. And that is what this group is all about. This is a group that is dedicated to changing the whole course of women, helping aspiring women and mompreneurs and everyone that wants to make a meaning out of their life, wants to come off of that peripheral of just living and just not thriving, just mere surviving, to thriving, to really, really making meaning out of your life and really, really be full of service and having a desire, and you have a perspective that you are here for a season, and the reason for your living, the meaning for your your being here goes beyond just for me and my family. And this is where I want to kind of make us to see how you and I can begin the journey. And the only way you can start is by accepting yourself the way you are. Never write yourself up. And to know that this journey, it is not going to be smooth or it's going to be a smooth sail, but that it is possible, it is doable, and that you are the only one in charge of your life, and that nobody is in charge. That whatever you make of your life of today is a product of dedication and the sacrifice and the decision you took some years away from now. And that 5 years from now, if you are ever going to have an experience that's going to be different from what you are experiencing now, you have a part to play in bringing to pass that future you that you have been envisioning, so that it will not be a mirage. It's not going to be something like a mere wish. As good as wishes are, there is something that needs to be done to turn wishes, mere wishes, to just something that will just exist and remain on that surface level. And you need the strength of character, and this strength of character comes when you have people around you that you are together walking the space, you are together taking the diligence, you are together paying attention to the tools and paying attention to the strategies, and you are never giving up. It's a question of time. By the time you surface, your world will know you have come, and there is nothing that can stop you from bringing what you have gotten to the world, and it will be okay for them to pay you for that. So I want you to see how you can begin to improve on your focus day by day by starting on your calendar. Take a fresh page as this month starts, new month starts tomorrow. Fill your calendar. What are the 5 important tasks that you want to execute before this year end? Write it down. What are the steps? And begin to fill your calendar with each of those tasks that is going to help you to move your... If it is write a book, okay, if you have the title, what are those... Each of the titles that is going to, what are those topics that you're going to feature in the book? Lay it bare. In each day, 30 minutes, go and research on what each day you are going to be able to write. And begin to duplicate it. Make sure you're able to reverse engineering that goal. As big as it is, long term, short term, mid term goal, you're able to turn them to something that you can be doing repeatedly, daily, even if it's 30 minutes. I tell you, 60 days is enough for a habit to be formed. And so that is the only way you and I can move our lives forward away from wishy, guesswork, and what have you. And that if it is my desire, what I want for this group is to come to that place, just to that place where you are able to know that, come on, Diola, I am in charge of my life. Anything I want to see, I want to focus, I want my life to see, I want to start focusing on it, and I want to start paying the price that I need to. And I will not mind whatever is going to cost me, because I know I want to retire at so time. And if I'm going to retire, what do I need? How much do I need to retire at age 50? How much do I need to be financially free? How can I attain? What do I need to start doing now? What are those? How much must I earn every day to reach that goal? Go and calculate it. Go and calculate it. Is it health-wise? And I don't want you to look at yourself as just only... There are 5 areas of your life that this growth must happen, so that it's not loop-sided. You know, when a tire, one part of a tire is already getting, loose. Maybe it's losing the air, and the other is still intact. You can see how the car will be going on the road. It will not be balanced. There are some people that you look at their life, look at the so-called celebrities. You can see them, they have the money, they have the influence, they have all the things. But go and look at their relationship. Go and look at some of them, maybe health-wise. They are into so many things that it's not even upholding. Some of them, their health is not good. Some of them, their relationship is not good. Some of them, you hear stories about, you don't want to go there. So this is a plan that you can look at your life and predict your future you, that by the time you are 50, this is how you want to be healthy, health-wise. This is what you want to weigh. This is the kind of, it's to that extent. And I show you that it is possible. Years before now, if a car is faulty, when you take it to that your mechanic, like some of us are from Africa, you just take it to that roadside mechanic and you ask him, Jinadu, please, my car is faulty. What will he do? Yeah, okay, Oga, press the brake. Oga, start the car. Oga, press the engine. Oga, okay, release your leg. Okay, press the accelerator. Oga, open the engine. He will just be doing guesswork for you. And you will just be doing trial and error. But 20 years, look at how science has developed and evolved. If anything is wrong with your car, you only need to just get it to the, and only just a cord connected to the brain box of the car. It will download everything. It will tell you everything that is wrong with the car. It will just tell you, and it gives them that absolute clarity to know where to touch and what to fix in the car. And before maybe 5 minutes or 10 minutes, they tell you can go. It's done. They already know where to go into. And can you imagine what a life if you and I can begin to structure our life to such a way that you can so much desire and design how you want your life to come, and you know all those areas of your life, your spirituality, your health, your career, your finances, every of those things, and you are paying attention to them. Your relationship. And it's not a case of you are getting to the top alone, and because you want it at all costs, you forgot all the people that you grew up with. You are not staying in connection with them. You just abandon them, and then we are on the top, and it's lonely. You don't want to do that for yourself. I don't want to get to the top lonely. I want to make sure as many people that I can help, and that is why I am in this group. Everybody that is in this group, I have a commitment to help them all together to work hand in hand and bring about the change and the change that we all need to make our life a masterpiece. And so I welcome you and I encourage you, to those of you that will get to watch this replay, I have decided for every one of you that have been an action taker, that have taken efforts to join this group and to have attempted all the exercise that I have given, I have a special gift that I want to put out there, and it is a free 30 minutes discovery call. And I'm going to be opening my calendar. I have a link to my Google calendar that I'm going to be using to have you come on board and to take part, to just let's rub minds together, to know where you are at the journey. The journey is going to be different for every one of us, because I don't know where you are at the beginning. Maybe you are at the beginning, maybe you are at the middle, or maybe you are just starting. So it is in that call that I will be able to give you an idea of what I think you might be needing. And so because of that, let me just go ahead and just put the link out there. For those of you that get to watch the replay, you can take your time to go to the Calendly and book yourself a spot on this link. And with that link, you will be able to have a free 30 minutes call with me, and let's just rub minds together, and let's just see where you are and what we can do together to help ourselves move ourselves further and to get the best of the experience that we need, that will position us position us in the right place, in the place of strength in the coming years. I look forward to hearing you. I hope you are able to see the link, and if not, I'll still go ahead at the end of this broadcast to put it out there in the description. So if there is any question, I would love to have it. Please let me have your question. Thank you for the comments. Oh yeah, I know. Yes, sometimes it's not just women. Yeah, thank you for making that comment. But there are times in life that you just want to see. There are people that they just feel women cannot really, and the story is changing. There was a time that women, you don't see women doing some of the things we do now. You hardly see women coming out strong and engaging their world, and if there's any way I want to say, I want to just start with the women, because not because men are not also welcome, but because I just feel the world has been dominated more with men, and sometimes it's a struggle, even though we are not competing with each other, but there's a space where women just feel intimidated. You get into a classroom and you see a professor teaching and is asking questions, you will hardly see a woman raise up her hand. It has gotten to that core that I just see, and I have been affected, and I see how we can help each other take away that seal. Help every woman that has a mouth to bring out their voice, to use their voice, to get to the place where they are assertive and they're able to engage their world with from a position of strength. That is why I decided to join and start with the women, and men are welcome also. So that is why. That is it. I have always made up my mind to make sure that I don't exist 1 hour for the broadcast, even though I started a part of it before I joined the broadcast again. So let me see if there is any question that anybody wants me to take on. I will be willing. And if at all at the end of the broadcast you still have some questions, don't shy away from asking. I would definitely make efforts to answer each of those questions. So that is what I have decided to do. So I hope you are able to see the comment. Okay. I hope you are able to see the comment. Yeah, I'm just trying to put the link also here. Yeah, I think I've been able to do that. Wow, what a journey. 3 days. It started like it's going to happen, but I'm so grateful and I'm part of this. I'm very, very happy for everybody that was part of this journey, before, the during, and now the after. The work is just starting, because I just believe that for every one of you out there, and listen to me please, friends, the world is in need of leaders. If there's never a time that our world needs women, world changer, people that have the mindset of changing the world, believing that the world can become a better place. And that if there's been any time in the time you have gotten to a place where you travel and you love the experience, or you have been a part of a group and you just love how everybody is relating and coming together and associating with each other's needs, and there's nobody is left alone to bear his or her own burden or pain, I believe that world is possible. And I want to become a part of those people that will be at the cutting edge of bringing that change to my world. So I believe it's not stopping here. This work is just starting. I have been able to see what everything that I've been wired with all these while since the time I was small, I am beginning to make meaning out of it. And that is why I cannot stop now. Even if I have few people, I have 15 people in my group, and I want to believe that this is just the beginning. And that in a year from now, when I remember DIG 2021, and I remember the 3 days, Discover Your Inner Genius, I'll say, wow, what a journey. We started together, and here we are, and we are making the world proud. That is the journey. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. It's just a minute to 3 o'clock. Yeah. Day to day, from time to time, I'm going to be engaging with everybody, and I will also look forward to anybody that, anytime that you pick on the calendar, I will be willing to take the journey further with you. Thank you for listening. Thank you for your time. I appreciate you. And don't forget, your world is waiting for you. Your world is waiting for you. Your world is waiting for you. And your future is what you make it. It's in your hand. Take charge. You are in charge. You are in control. No one is in charge. Only you. Only you. Go and take on that world that you have been given by your God. Take the 15 personality assessment test. Test those questions and begin the journey. And don't you ever compare somebody's middle with your beginning, because every one of us, we are in different space, and we will always happen at our own time. Yes, I want you to remember that you are in the right place, and at your right time and the right space, you will get to your destination. There is no competition. That is what I've told myself. I'm not going to compete with nobody, because I know I'm on a journey and I'm on a course, and it's going to happen as long as I continue to put in the sacrifice. Yeah. It's bye from here. Thank you very much. I appreciate you, Pastor Nero. Thank you very, very much. I'll see you soon on the other side. Thank you. Bye. And please share this video. Share the link. Yeah.